place where frequency is as highest at. Where I hear the higher being show his bias at. I'm limb bias in the tiger's hat. And it's that yay through the wire rap. Where I'm from is fuck smoke where the fire at. Where Vouv corks pop off talking tire caps. True pirate act, see then acquire that. Product this, buyer that. They not ops, they just mad, they admire that. It's cool, I'm somewhere by a pool. Excelling some.
All right, y'all, this is the Press for Conversation podcast, man. I got two special, man, these guys are special to me, man. Man, they invited me on their podcast, I think it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. Man, they got one of the hottest, if not, they fire. Best sports podcast, man. Fives of the Week podcast. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what's up?
What up, Corey?
Man? Got my man Hollywood.
That's it.
Got my man Phil. What's up, y'all?
What's up, brother?
So tell me something, man. How did y'all get the podcast started? Like, how did everything get arranged? Like,
Well, so me and my boy had talked about it, and unfortunately, he had passed away. This was probably about pre-COVID, so 2019. And we had did one pilot episode, and he unfortunately passed away about a month after. I was like, you know what, so once we got out of COVID, started getting live again, we're like, man, what are we going to do with our time? We don't know what the world's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? So me and my other buddy from New York, Just James, check him out. He's out there on Apple Music and whatnot, too. We got it going. My other uncle, Grandmaster B, and then Hollywood came on, and now it's me, Hollywood, and Chi-Chi. And here we are 5 years later, man. Corey, you've been on the show.
Yes.
I think it was November 23.
yeah, it was a great podcast. So Hollywood, how did you receive the phone call? Or how did you get in touch, with them, with Phil and the guys to do the platform?
Yeah, well, we started talking about it. Well, when that COVID really hit, me and Fillie, we started talking, which, as we know, is my nephew. And so we wanted to reach out to the people. We're caught up in this thing that none of us know about, and we're all in it together. So to find a better way, we put our skills together. And I didn't know if I was going to turn out to be anything of this. I was like, he's giving me a chance. Like, I don't know if I can do it. He's like, yeah, I'm sure you can. So we wanted to reach out to the people and let them know that, hey, we're just like you. And to give people stuff to talk about. And it went on a tear, just from there, just better and better and better. And like we're here, like he said, 5 years, we're here.
Yeah, and for y'all that's watching this podcast show, make sure y'all check them out. 5 of the Week podcast. They on YouTube, all platforms, man. Check them out. But I got to ask y'all this question, and I know this is a tough question. How did you feel about the Lions? Break it down.
Man.
One at a time. Break it down, because y'all had the whole Lions hookup. Y'all are true Lions fan.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, diehards to the core, man. Watched every game during that 0-16 season.
Yeah.
Ever since a kid, watching Barry Sanders, Hollywood even further back. You know what I'm saying? It's tough because you have a magical 15-win season, and then you come first playoff game and you get bounced by the Commanders. It's a little bittersweet, man. It ain't all for naught. I think with what we have and how we're building the team, it's solid. And I think we're going to be around for a long time. I think we're going to compete for the next 3-4 years still. I'm very optimistic. I'm always that glass half full type of cat. But you can see they're cut from a different cloth now.
Yeah,
this isn't the Matt Millen era or the era before that where, guys come and go and it's hit or miss, hot and cold. So I really feel like we're going to be around. And I just think the injuries caught up to him, bro. Like, bottom line, like, nobody's had that many guys on IR ever. Okay, this is like an anomaly.
22.
Man, some people cried, man. Some people cried when they lost.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
This disappointment, man, set in.
And to me, I'm not a Lions fan. I'm not a Lions hater either. I just, we all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just think that I don't know, Jared Goff I don't know what he was going through. I don't know what he was doing. But they bashed him pretty bad. And I feel like that's not fair because he really worked. He really worked during the whole season. And I just want to ask you guys, how did y'all feel about Ben Johnson? Because I want to know, where was his mindset doing the game? Because he had that whole Chicago Bears thing on the table. Oh, yeah. Was he mentally focused for the playoffs? Or did he really just say, you know what, I'm about to get ready to leave, so I really didn't care?
I mean,
I wonder.
Like me and Fillie was talking about, it just seemed like there wasn't no focus on that end. Everyone's worried about getting a job. We got too much coming in and out. We had a lot of things going on. And, I'll be one to say it. I wasn't a big thing with golf. But after, looking at it overall and you take it all in, you know what I mean? Because I've been a long-time fan. And I'm like, you got all the credentials. You done got the whole offense put around you. But when we come down to the end of the day, we also got to see what he does with a good defense as good as your offense. I got to give the guy that much. So with that being said, as far as like Johnson, I think these moves were they were made. You know, he wanted that head coaching, Sal, having that. He was just too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Glenn, if anyone I thought deserved it the most, what he was doing and putting these guys together with Band-Aids and one hole's coming near and he's batching another one. That guy right there, unbelievable. There was just too much going on. You know what I mean? We deserved better than that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree, but I just want to know, what's going through their mind at the moment, because they really, the Lions, it seemed like they were there. It seemed like they was there, and it's like, remember, Redskins beat them years ago. In what is the NFC? What is it, the NFC
55 to 10. 55 to 10.
Championship game. Yeah.
That was a championship game?
NFC championship, I believe.
See, what year was that?
Oh, I mean,
Was that 91?
Yeah. That was at work.
I was still a kid. I was a young baby at that time. So, yeah, you said earlier, you watched it with Hollywood. I thought you meant Hollywood was on the field with the Lions. That's why I thought you said it earlier. That's why I thought you said it earlier. That would have been a good thing, though. Hollywood do his thing, man.
In that game, I think Hollywood would have coached better because
that is crazy, man. So, tell me something about these draft picks. What do you think the Lions, what the direction they need to go as far as April, the draft picks? Do they need another defensive end? Do they need to go defense? Do they need to go offense? What direction do you think Brad Johnson needs? Is it Johnson, right?
Brad Holmes.
I'm sorry. Don't kill me.
Right. No,
Brad
you're
Holmes.
good.
Brad Holmes. So, what direction do you think him and Dan Campbell need to take? A different approach coming in this draft.
I really feel like you got to get better on the edge. You need a defensive end, a guy that can set the tone opposite of Hutch. And then I think you got to get younger on the O-line too. You got a couple of vets like Zeitler, Glasgow. Those guys got beat up towards the end. Decker's getting a little bit older. So I feel like if you can get a little younger there, get some more depth, I think you'll be formidable going into the playoffs. Because you can see you're a couple injuries away from really significantly dropping down a notch. So I think they're built right, but I think it's O-line and it's D-line for sure.
You got two prospects that they said they wanted to come to the Lions. Was it Miles Garnett, the guy from the Browns, right? Miles Garrett. Don't get me. Miles Garrett. I don't really know my football like that, Miles Garrett. Right. But it's another guy, Max Crosby, they said. So, I mean, do you think the Lions can go? Do you think they benefit going to get them, or?
If you can fit them under the cap, I say hell yeah. But you look at Philadelphia, the way they stacked their roster. LA did the same thing. I think there's ways to do it, to move money around and give bonuses later in the year and whatnot, or down the contract. So I think now is the time because that window is wide open. You got to go for a championship. Detroit is starving for a championship.
So
strike while the iron's hot, man, and go for it.
To me, I think it's overdue, to be honest. Like,
Shoot,
I think
man.
You got to make moves.
Y'all didn't suffer so long, man, the Lions fans. Y'all, like I said, I'm not a Lions fan, but I do want to see y'all win. I really do. Like, I felt I was hurt, too, because I thought, especially last year when they played the 49ers, they were winning.
Oh, yeah.
And it just came from, you know what? Y'all was the first people I thought about when they lost. Like, I was like, dang, you fired a week, I bet you. They over there.
And you got a lot of good pieces. You don't want to lose some good pieces. Gibbs, all that stuff like that. So I put a scenario together. So how about we do this? We know that the Raiders need a quarterback. So we get with Pete Carroll and the Raiders and we say, hey, listen, wherever Hendon Hooker is, we cut ties with it. We'll give you our first-round pick at the end because we know it's just toward the end, plus this quarterback. We want to slide down. We want to get Abdullah Carter from Penn State, young 21-year-old beast, put him with Hutch, go sign Khalil Mack, and then you get some other free agents in the back. You're good. You'll get going in the draft, late in the draft, pick up them nasty linemen, Iowa, Nebraska. You know what I mean? There you go.
Yeah.
And you're not paying big money out. For 5 years, he's a rookie. Why not?
So do you think we need y'all need a more mobile quarterback, though, that can just run, like mobile quarterback? Or you think Goff is it? He just have to have more heart than they say? Because I think he's okay. I like Jared Goff.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of heart. I just think he had a terrible game. You can't turn the ball over 4 times and expect to win a playoff football game. You know what I'm saying? I think you look at his stats, it's comparable to Patrick Mahomes the last few years. I think the guy's been on point. He revitalized his career. The city really got behind him. I think this is a guy you can win with. Now, if there's a clear upgrade eventually, I think go for it. You ain't going to find that this year, though. No. I promise you that. Because these guys they're not a dime a dozen. You're not going to find them around every peak and corner. It's just not going to happen. I think you ride with them for now, at least a couple more seasons, and then you can reevaluate from there. But I just think he's a guy, if he gets thrown off his spot, he's not going to run for first downs. If he gets beat up and you rattle him a little bit, you're going to get to him. But the stats don't lie, man. The guy's been rock solid, and the coach believes in him. His teammates love him, and there's something to be said about that. You know what I mean? Team camaraderie.
Oh, yeah. I just think if you're going to make that move, it's going to have to be a big splash.
Yeah.
And I mean big. Like a Lamar-type Jackson. Josh is already going to sign a big contract. You're going to have to go get a mobile, but it may cost you. And are you willing to take that risk? We can't go backwards because everyone's shooting for Detroit. They're not worried about Kansas City. They're not even worried about Philly. They're worried about what Detroit's doing. That's what they're worried about.
And I think people love a underdog story. You look at Jalen Hurts, man, who just won a Super Bowl with Philly. Everybody was doubting him. He ain't it. After he lost to Kansas City the first time, he can't cut it.
Was he the quarterback that time, or was it somebody else at that?
No, it was Hurts. Yeah,
it was.
Went down to the wire.
So he took that game personal.
Yeah,
basically personal.
And he said it.
Yeah, personal. So now y'all talking about contracts. Now it's a rumor that the Lions was looking at Cooper Kupp. I don't know how true that is, but it's been flowing around that they looking at him. I don't think the Lions need to go that direction. I think they should, because I heard Tim Patrick. The Jets was looking at him, and I know Aaron just went over there too, just left. So I heard the Jets look. He was real good, Tim Patrick. I think you guys should really re-sign Tim Patrick.
And I like him. I like him too.
Yeah. So, but Cooper Kupp, I mean, I don't know. You can't go back, I guess.
I think if Tim Patrick, if he goes out the door, I think that's a guy that can fit right in. You know what I mean? He runs great routes. He's played with golf already. A solid veteran. Yeah, he's been a little banged up, but
is it going to affect that contract though? Like the cap space, is it going to affect it?
Yeah, I think we're on the wrong side of the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
We need to get on that defense and attack that first before we start thinking about a cup, I would say.
I feel that though.
Right, because like you said earlier, the defense was hurt bad.
Well, yeah, we were crippled in. 22 guys down.
Yeah,
and you were still limping. Once that final leg went out, that was it, man. And it hurt.
You know what? Like I said, I like Jared Goff, but I wish we would have got J.J. McCarthy. I wish that would have been dope. A Michigan.
Hardball boy, yes.
I know you're a Michigan fan.
Yeah, I am a Michigan fan. Go blue.
Go blue,
baby.
Yes, sir.
Go blue, baby. So I think they're going to have a great season next year. I think they a lot of people put a lot of pressure on them this year. I mean, but they had a lot of freshmen, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people kind of left them.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
And I heard the NCAA is switching up too. I heard the Big Ten is kind of switching up everybody. I heard that UCLA is coming to the Big Ten. So I heard it's a lot going on. And I know you guys are expertise when it comes not just football, but hockey as well. So tell us, how is the Red Wings doing? Because I watched a few games, but I haven't really caught up because I'm a big, huge Pistons fan. So how's the Red Wings doing? Is they in the mount of going to the playoffs? Is they right there, or what do they have to do to get in the playoffs this time around?
Well, the Red Wings are, since the new change of the coach. Killing, and they're right in that spot, that playoff spot where they should be. Now it's just kicking in gear to who we're going to match up with. Mm-hmm. That's the key when it comes down to, do we want to play this team, or can we sit back, we stay right here, we're here, but this could be dangerous, so we fall back here and we play this team that we've had success with. So they're in the right direction and making moves again. Like I said, sometimes it starts with the coach, but also the players as well. We're in a good position. You know what I'm saying? So they can only test their destiny going here to the end of the season. And everything's looking good and upright. So I expect them to beat. Now, whether they get out of the first round, soon to see, but it's get there. Anything can happen.
And the big talk right now, did you watch any of the NBA All-Star Weekend?
I did. I heard they supposed to come in 2028, correct? We trying to put it in for that.
I believe so. Yeah,
it's time though, man. Like it's time, man. Like the city is big enough. Like,
yeah.
Why? That's what I don't like. Like, why are we not getting the exposure? Like, we a big, nice city. We get downtown is getting hooked up. I mean, we got a new arena. The Lions is winning now. So what? It's not the Pistons are turning it around from having the worst season.
Yes.
The Red Wings is coming back. We hot right now.
We had the draft and we broke records.
And
Detroit turns out, man.
And what really pisses me off, and Sal, you know about this, they downplay Detroit boxing so bad. And that's not fair. I think for y'all that's looking at this episode, Detroit boxing deserves some heat. We have some great fighters coming out of here. And I understand, you know, like I said, but we deserve a chance too. Like it just Vegas getting on, which is cool, but what about Detroit? Detroit is a big mecca city. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got great stadiums, and this is hot. The Lions is winning like never before. Even though they lost against the Commanders, but like I said, it was just good to see so many people out.
Yes.
Now, do you guys hang out? Do y'all hang out and watch the games together as a whole? Because I know y'all be doing the podcast. Y'all got different, you know, lives outside here. Y'all work,
I mean, sometimes we try to get together. You know, you know, we both have families and stuff and other things that we do. But we definitely try to get together. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up. When the Lions are doing well, the city is just vibing everywhere.
Man.
Inner city, outer city, everywhere is just on and popping.
If they would have won the Super Bowl. Not trying to be funny, but the crime rate would have went down. Like, I'm just saying, like, the crime rate is still what it is, but Detroit is a nice city, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of babies be made that night, too, man.
Man.
It's coming, though. I believe it's
You know
coming.
what place is going to be lit? All the bars.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Man, all the bars, man, and stuff. Do y'all go tailgating?
Oh, yeah, it's a blast.
What's fun about tailgating? Because it's too cold.
It depends on the time of year. And they're starting to shut some of that down, though, just so the business kids could reap the rewards of it, you know, which I understand. But, tailgating's fun.
Well, just tailgate in your backyard. I mean, you know.
You can
you can always have a tailgate party at your house.
Do it now.
Great thing.
Right. So when the Lions first game, because, you know, everybody be that first game, that first week one, everybody do y'all get together on that? Everybody get together on that week one. That's like a Super Bowl night.
The anticipation, man, just always builds. And we're always going to look forward to the next year, especially now that we've been winning, like you said.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's great. So how many days a week do you guys get together and shoot the great, 5 a week podcast?
Well, I think it's usually every Wednesday night, so y'all can catch us live on Facebook and YouTube, usually around 7:30, 8 o'clock. When we do a live show, it might be 2 a week.
Okay.
But yeah, we got some stuff in the works. It should be a pretty big 2025. So,
it's gonna be great. The 5 of the week podcast. I'm telling you, it's a great. I watch y'all and I'll be cracking up laughing.
We talk all of we're talking on the phone constantly through the week. You know what I mean? Through work and all that.
Right. And see, people don't understand how hard it is to put a podcast episode together. Everybody just think they could just turn on the camera. No, it's a process. It takes time. And sometimes you might have to sometimes you might have to spend time away from your family to get done. It's just that simple. But you guys' platform, y'all talk about sports. And everybody loves sports. Y'all are so sports advocate. I'm like, I don't even watch ESPN half the time. Like, I watch y'all because y'all in tune to what's going on in the state, and not just the state around. I didn't know Ohio State won in the national tournament. National championship. I didn't know that until I turned it on one day, and I was like, "Wow, we just beat them though. We had beat them and we put their flag on their field, and they was pissed.
Oh, that was crazy, man. Loved it.
Yeah,
though.
they was pissed. So how does that work? How many games you have to win to get in the national tournament? You can have like more than 1, 2 losses and still get in the tournament?
Yeah, so now it's 12 teams. Mm-hmm. So if you get on a run late, as long as you get in, you got a chance to win it all. Because if you look at after that Michigan game, Ohio State didn't look like no national championship contender.
They did. That's why I was like, shout out to Ohio State. But I didn't just think. I thought Notre Dame was gonna win, but no, them Buckeyes came out beautiful.
Such a boring game with Notre Dame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Michigan 23-point underdog. No one thought they were gonna win.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Corey. During that national championship, I fell asleep at halftime, bro. I wasn't invested, man.
I fell asleep watching the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I didn't want to watch it because it ain't just that. I was happy that the Eagles. Well, no, I wasn't. But I was happy to see the halftime show. Like, You know, like I said, shout out to the teams that made it. Shout out to the Super Bowl show. But it was it wasn't attractive to me this year. Like, I was just like, okay, same two teams involved. I mean, how many times Kansas City is gonna go? Like, and I was hurt because I'm a big Baltimore Ravens fan. And when Mark Andrews dropped that ball, man, my appetite changed. I was just about to eat some pizza, and I was just like, you know what? I was just, you know.
He needs some milk.
I was so hurt, man. Like, I was so hurt, man. And I said, I said a cuss word. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna say what I said, but it's just Lamar. They just come up short.
And I feel for him. Like I was telling Fillie, we were talking about. And now I know exactly that catch you're talking about. Now, if you really go back and you dial back and you look at it, it looks so easy, but it's really not, because his body waist is being contorted this way, and he's trying to get like this, and it's pulling him. So it's a very, very difficult. As good as it looked, you could see it, and I could see when that bottom half starts going, this comes with it. The hands come with it, and that's how he got his body contorted. That's how he dropped that ball. It's tough because you see him make great plays. You know what I mean?
That's the biggest question. Do you think Baltimore will ever get over the hump, because they went and got Derrick Henry, beast of a running back?
What a beast.
Lamar is such a special athlete. You just got to think that he's going to get done.
But, you know, Lamar, when they come to their team, they come up short. Like, when they play Kansas City, they be here. They just don't, you know, and it ain't going to be Lamar's fault. They're going to look at Harbaugh. But Harbaugh can only do so much.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
And, you know, it's just every time he played, Bills, okay, they got a gift. Yeah. Okay, they got you. I heard the Kansas City game with them was some crazy stuff too. But it's just Lamar just I don't know. It just when they play, they just.
But see, that one I blame on coaching, because that year, it was 2 years ago, right, when they lost to KC. They were a top 5 running team, and they threw the ball over 40 times. Like, that's not your game. That was a terrible game plan. Pound the rock, that's what you do best. You know, especially when the game's on the line. Yeah. You got to do what you do best, man. I just thought that was a terrible job coaching. And I like Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's a great coach, but in that game, he got out-coached for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so quick question. I'm going to ask y'all this question. Besides the Lions, if you had a chance to play in the NFL, which team would it be and why? Starting with you, Hollywood.
Oh, man.
Samuel.
Besides my Lions, you know, I was always a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because they kind of remind you like a Lions. You know, Terry Bradshaw, I love Franco Harris. Perfect. You know what I mean? Jack Camp, all them guys. You know what I'm saying? Webster, Lynn Swan, Stallworth, Blair. It was like they played on Christmas Day, and it was them, Dallas, Philly. You know what I mean? Like, I just love them. I just love that Steelers, that black and gold.
Yeah, we gonna hold on to the. Speaking of Christmas, how dare you? How dare the NFL show the football game when the NBA is going? You know, NBA have Christmas Day. How y'all gonna try to? Y'all think y'all slick? Y'all was wrong for that. Y'all let the NBA have its day. Dang, like y'all take over Sundays. Dang,
right.
like
No, you're right about that.
They're trying to go every day of the week, man.
Yeah. I mean, y'all got Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let us let the NBA have their day. So, Phil, what about you, man? What team you will play for?
He kind of stole my thunder a little bit. He knows I'm a Steelers fan. Gotcha. I got a Ben Roethlisberger signed jersey in my basement.
Really? Yes.
Yeah, and it just reminds me of Detroit, blue collar. You know what I mean? Just a gritty type of city.
You know what, Ben Roethlisberger? I think he should have went to a warmer climate. You know, get hit in the cold, man. That's why I understand Aaron Rodgers. Like, why would you leave Green Bay and go to the Jets? I mean, of course you're looking at money, but it's cold.
Yeah, money. Yeah,
it's cold. At least Tom Brady was smart enough to go where it's hot at.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Where it's hot at. Why would you go play in the cold, man? Your body can only take so much getting hit by those big 300-pound muscle-bound dudes in the wintertime. And that's why I think Ben Roethlisberger was banged up, because he didn't go nowhere else but he was a diehard true Steelers fan. Yeah. And Steelers got the best offensive line.
2 Super Bowls he got.
And Mike, they talking about, now they bashing Mike Tomlin. That's bold. Mike Tomlin is
he's the model of consistency. He's never had a losing season. That's a guy I would play for in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. So what about this? What about our Pistons, man? Pistons.
Hey.
Terrible. I was pissed. They waste all that money hiring Monty Williams, and then you brought in the guy. I think J.D. Bickerstaff is underestimated.
Absolutely.
I think he's a very good communicator. He got a gun group that's willing to go all out for him, and they playing like they want to win.
Absolutely.
Because they know that now Pistons always been the underdogs since y'all was watching them years ago. Mm-hmm. And remember 2004, the Lakers thought they was just going to run through us.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it.
And we dang near swept them. New Jersey Nets gave us a harder time than them. We almost swept them. They was only one game off.
Right.
And they was shocked, man. And the Pistons played. They ain't played dirty ball. Now back in the day when y'all was.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it. Bad boy.
But this team was more casual. They played great defense. They had a chemistry, and I can see this young Pistons team chemistry the same way. And it's like a repeat because now they beefing with Indiana's Pacers. So it's the same scenario. So, I just want to know what's your intake on the Pistons, period. Like, what's your intake on that?
I think it's exciting. I think Bickerstaff has changed the culture. He's got them playing defense again, which is great. In today's NBA, it's always a little run and shoot. You know what I mean? So I think that's good. And you got Cade Cunningham finally blossoming into a star. I think that's important too, because you got to have a catalyst player.
Very big.
You know what I'm saying? To bring in other players, and not only that, but grow players underneath.
Exactly. This is my thing. Bring players. I feel like when Cade Cunningham, I feel like we got a Kobe Bryant. This is a team. He got his own team.
Yeah.
Because if he go anywhere else, he might not get the money he wants. Especially if they already got stars. But he got his own team.
Yeah.
Right.
And Detroit needs to see that. Like, build around him now. Like, don't wait. Because we might get multiple championships. Golden State did it. You know what I'm saying? We can do it. We got to build around him, and he's a team player, and he wants to win.
Let me ask you this, Corey: why do you think once Jaden Ivey went out, the team started making that switch, though?
That's a great question because Jaden. Oh yeah, you about to get me in trouble over here. You see what he's doing? Look at him, man. I invite him over to have a good time. I ain't gonna put me on, but Jaden Ivey he has to realize that, to me, it's not just about him. It's about the team.
No doubt about it.
And he's not poor. He's actually going to add to it, but this time he sees that, they might move him. You never know because they winning with him gone.
Right.
And they wasn't losing bad when he was around, but you can tell this because they want him. They still want him. We actually still need him. So we not going. He's a great player, but when he come back, he has to realize either you get with the program or you get left behind. You get left behind. So, I've been watching this is sports. I've been watching a lot of wrestling. Lately.
Now we're talking.
I'm watching a whole lot of wrestling. I've been watching a whole lot of wrestling. And my favorite wrestler now is Gunther. I like Gunther. Gunther, he can wrestle. He one of the best wrestlers in technical wrestling.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes is okay, but that dude,
What about the tribal chief? Do you acknowledge your tribal chief?
No, because it's all about the final boss. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's all about the final boss, The Rock. So, but yes, it was a great match. The Royal Rumble was boring.
You thought so?
Jey Uso win. Come on now, like
I was down there in Indy.
You know who I like though? Joe Hendry.
That was a cool spot.
I like Joe Hendry, man. I really love Joe Hendry, man. Believe in Joe Hendry. I like
his name and he
man.
appears, bro.
Yes, man. I really wrestling is starting to come back around. It really since Triple H took over and Nick Khan is going the way.
Done a wonderful job.
Yes, man. So, are you guys watching WrestleMania? You have to.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, so maybe you might be there. Maybe I might be in the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? So, but I want to say thank you guys for coming by. For the people that's watching this podcast right there, can you tell us how can they get in touch with the Five of the Week podcast?
Yeah, so absolutely reach out to us at Facebook, on YouTube at Fives of the Week. Also listen to us on Apple and Spotify and also Amazon Music. And you can email us at fivesoftheweekpodcast@gmail.com and hit us up if you want to network. We'd love to have you on the show. Just looking to build and talk with people, man.
No doubt about it.
For sure. Now, what days do y'all go live? They go live on Wednesdays. So they go live on Wednesdays. Make sure y'all check them out. Yeah. But I want to say thank you, Hollywood. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, brother.
I really appreciate y'all. Y'all really grew some great guys, man. And I just want to say thank you. And like I said, this is the Press for Conversation podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Layback Corey. We want to thank y'all so much. Peace.
Peace.